Welcome to Talk with Healthcare Heroes, episode 15, presented by Medical Crib in association with World Emergency Care Academy. Today we have Dr. Harmeet with us, who's a consultant head emergency services at Max Vaishali and holds other positions in different organizations. Today the topic of talk is stroke. How to identify stroke, what is stroke, how do we recognize it, to prevent from complications, and what are the treatments available. So keep watching. Welcome to Talk with Healthcare Heroes episode. I have with me Dr. Harmeet Singh, who is an HOD of emergency medicine at Max Vaishali, and he's the head of department of emergency medicine at Max Vaishali, and very energetic in sharing the awareness of many disease conditions. Today, the topic of talk is stroke, recognition, symptoms, and the treatment. So we'll be knowing from him what are the symptoms, how do we recognize it, and what are the early treatments that we can do, because there is a less awareness of what is stroke and how can we manage at home. So I want to welcome Dr. Harmeet to this talk show, sir. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sir, what is brain stroke?
Okay, so NC, we all know that every organ in our body is perfused by the blood vessels, through blood vessels or arteries. So, in the same manner, the brain is perfused by blood via arteries. So, whenever there is cut off of this blood to the any part, some part of the brain, that is called a stroke. So, this stroke,
So,
there are two ways to blockage of or to compromisation of this perfusion of the blood to the brain or part of the brain. One is either there can be a clot in the artery, which can lead to the compromisation of the blood perfusion to that part, particular area of the brain. And the second is rupture of the artery, which is called hemorrhagic stroke. So in both the manners, together they are called brain stroke.
so what are the causes of stroke?
So this is good question. What are the causes? Usually people don't know actually what are the causes and what are the preventions. How can prevent from this brain stroke? So there are a lot of things, a lot of causes. The most commonly are the diabetes, hypertension, and heart-related issues, chronic kidney disease. There are a lot of causes which can lead to the brain stroke, obesity, and less exercise. If you are less mobile in your life, that can lead to the risk to the brain stroke.
So, is the risk factor of stroke?
Yeah. Again, this is a good question because people are less aware. Actually, this is directly related to the public. What are the risk factors that we all need to know? Now, number one, I told you that obesity is a risk factor. Number two, smoking is the risk factor. Number three, any heart disease like atrial fibrillation. When there is irregular rhythm in the heart, that can lead to the brain stroke. And usage of hormonal pills can lead to the obesity, which indirectly lead to the this brain stroke. Hypercholesterol in the blood can lead to the brain stroke. So a lot of factors that are usually related to day-to-day life style of a person.
Right. Sir, like you said, there are two types of stroke you were telling. Could you be more specific about what are the two types of stroke?
Yeah. So brain stroke, which is also called as cerebrovascular accident. So there are mainly two types of brain stroke. One is ischemic stroke, and other one is hemorrhagic stroke. So now the need is to know what actually is ischemic stroke and what is the hemorrhagic stroke. So if we talk about the ischemic stroke is when I told you in the first question that if there is compromisation, blockage, or there is cut off the blood perfusion to some part of the brain. So it can be of two types. One is if the vessel is blocked by a clot. Because if I told you the risk factor is the heart disease, if there is irregular rhythm which is also called atrial fibrillation, that can give rise to a clot which can go into any vessel of the body. Mainly because brain is near to the heart, so usually it goes up to the brain vessels. So there it blocks the vessel and compromises blood circulation to the brain. This is called ischemic stroke. Most of the stroke, which is 90% of the brain stroke, is of the ischemic type. So this is most common type of the brain stroke. Now coming to the second type, which is called hemorrhagic stroke, which is also called brain hemorrhage. So in this, there is rupture of any vessel of the brain. It can be any side, right side, left side, the brain. So it leads to rupture, and there is a clot formation outside on the brain. So this is called hemorrhagic stroke. In both cases, there is compromisation of blood perfusion to that particular area of the brain, which can lead to the symptoms like seizure, slurring of speech, or paralysis. That includes in the symptoms of the brain stroke.
So, how do we recognize stroke?
So again, a very good question, Nancy, because here the people like you, me, and other need to take the initiatives to aware the people about the recognition of the stroke, because this is very, very important. If a person recognizes a stroke, we can save him, we can save his life. So it's very simple for general public that we need to remember only four letters, which is FAST, fast. So F means if there is facial deviation, any sudden facial deviation or weakness to any part of the face is a symptom of brain stroke. Second, A means arm drift. So if there is weakness in any limb, upper limb, lower limb, right, left, this is also a symptom of the brain stroke. Third one is S, FAS. S means slurring of speech. So when a person is not able to convey what actually he or she wants to tell, and the person who is receiving is not able to recognize his what actually he wants to say, this is called slurring of speech. So these are the main three symptoms that we all need to know, not only being a doctor but as a layman. Okay. Particularly people don't know about these three symptoms. And the fourth one is T. So if any one or all three are present in a person, that is a stroke. The need is to transport this patient to a nearby tertiary care hospital. The question is here, it's not to transport this patient to any hospital, but you need to know where to transport. That's very important. People usually come, they take this patient to the nursing home where CT or MRI is not available. So we need to take this patient, transport this patient to a particular hospital where neurologist and CT or the MRI is available.
So, sir, how long does it take to recover from brain stroke?
So actually, I told you that the time is brain. The time is very, very important in recognition of the brain stroke and to transport the patient to the nearby emergency, tertiary care emergency. So if in particular time, which is 3 hours, less than 3 hours, and maximum 4.5 hours, if we take this patient to the hospital, tertiary care hospital, emergency physicians can assess this patient, and if he feels yes, it's a brain stroke, then we have a CT, and in CT we differentiate is it hemorrhagic or it is a ischemic stroke. Then within 3 hours or less than 4.5 hours, we throttle this patient with to dissolve this clot. So in time, the less the time we act, so many maximum chances of recovery is there. And if we delay, it delays, the recovery time delays. And also it takes weeks, months and years to recover this patient. It depends upon patient to patient. There is no fixed time.
Sir, can stroke cause paralysis?
Obviously, this is a stroke can have different symptoms. If you take from the head, it can have a giddiness, diplopia, loss of vision, and paralysis, weakness to right side, left side, upper limb, lower limb. It usually causes the paralysis, and the paralysis is always on the opposite side, the brain, which side is compromised. The part of if taking example, if right side of the brain is affected, the paralysis will be on the left side, and if the left side is compromised, the paralysis will be on the right side. It's opposite side.
Complications or symptoms that usually we used to monitor. We need to monitor. What are the complications?
Yeah. So I just told you, if a patient comes to the emergency room in time, and we thrombolize the patient in the emergency room, and we admit this patient in the ICU. And in the ICU, the close monitoring is very, very important. We need to monitor the vitals. We need to monitor the urine output. We need to monitor the neurological examination. Every day we need to just follow up this patient. How is the improvement? What percentage is the improvement day to day? This is very important after admitting the patient. And if patient is discharged from the hospital, also we need to monitor the patient. We cannot take it easy. So there are a lot of patients who are not recovered after this brain stroke. So they are mostly bedridden. So in that case, we need to rule out. We need to monitor we need to have a good care of this patient, so that patient is not having the this what is called wounds on the body.
So, can young people also have stroke?
Yes, there is no, usually the risk factor increases with the age, but I have seen in my lab that young people also can have the brain stroke, depending upon their lifestyle, the risk factors, the causes of the patient. Because nowadays, very young people, they are getting this diabetes, hypertension, heart attacks, and
Yeah.
they are all smokers. So they are all risk factors that can lead to the stroke. It was said in the past when we also had our MBBS that after 40, 50, usually the stroke is there. But nowadays, there are a lot of young strokes are happening there. Yeah.
So, what is the role of emergency medicine in brain
This
stroke?
is a very good question, because I am related to the emergency medicine. So emergency, I told you that there is a golden period in this
Hmm.
brain stroke, which
Yeah.
is within 3 hours and maximum 4.0 hours. So in this golden period, if a patient reaches to an emergency
Hmm.
where we have the CT scan facility, so we can salvage this patient, we can save this patient. Okay,
Yeah.
we can protect this patient from the disability, because there are a lot of patients who are having lifelong disabilities, paralysis, they are bedridden. So if we take this patient in time, so we can save. So emergency medicine plays a vital role in this in saving these kind of disabilities or lives. How? Because a trained emergency physician can recognize a stroke immediately. In emergency room, we can have a CT scan within. There is a. I told you it's a time is the golden period. So we have a proper protocol for the stroke patient in the emergency room. So the time is fixed. When the patient comes to the emergency, within 10 minutes or 20 minutes, we need to do a CT scan. Within 40-45 minutes, we need to recognize in the CT. Yeah, this is the. We need to interpret the CT scan that yes, this is the brain stroke, and within 1 hour we thrombolize this patient if it's a ischemic stroke. So this can this can save our time, and with the saving of this time, with immediate thrombolysis, we can salvage this patient from being lifelong disability or uh, death can occur. So we can save this patient.
Sir, when a patient comes to emergency with stroke, so what is the observation? What do we have to observe in a patient?
Yeah. So usually, what I have seen in my experience, that when a patient comes to emergency room, emergency with the symptoms of the stroke, they are already delayed. So they did not come within this 3 hour or 4.5 hour.
Mm.
So I have seen a lot of patients who come to emergency after 2 days, after 3 days, after 24 hours. So there, the role of emergency and role of this thrombolysis is very less. So in that scenario, patient to saving a patient, it becomes difficult for us. And patient, the more chances of disability, lifelong disability is there. So this is very important, very important, that observation that I have seen in my emergency and in my life. And here the role of that, in the first question I told you, that awareness is important. So we need to work together to aware the people, to aware the societies, RWA, schools, clubs, everywhere. So these three symptoms, FAST, every layman should know about this, so that they can recognize the stroke around them. Stroke, the victim can be, the patient can be your relative, your family member, even you. Okay. So if we are aware about the recognition of this symptoms of the stroke, we can take this patient immediately to a right place. Means for tertiary care hospital where CT is available and the neurologist is available. Usually, people take this patient to a nursing home where CT is not available. So again, they have to refer this patient to the tertiary care. There is wastage of time. So the time is brain. So I told you that we have to save the time. We have to salvage the brain.
So what are the treatment available for stroke?
Yeah. So if we take this patient in time to the right place, right hospital, so the treatment for the ischemic stroke, I told you it is the thrombolysis. We have a checklist. If the patient comes in this category, in this checklist, so we thrombolize the patient immediately, and we can salvage and can save the patient. So it has seen that the prognosis is good if thrombolysis is done on time. And for the hemorrhagic stroke, it depends upon the artery, the vessel, and the amount of rupture. So the prognosis depends upon that. So if a patient is having hemorrhagic stroke, the neurosurgeon has an important role. If the patient is having the ischemic stroke, neurologist and emergency physician has a vital role in that to save this patient.
Sir, so we have completed with our questions. So what is the takeaway message that you have to tell to the audience out there about stroke and the awareness of it?
So yeah, so you know that I want to share my experience that till now, till before this corona came, so I was in touch with a lot of RWs in South Delhi, and usually me and my team, we usually go to the RWs, to general public, to aware the people. So my message to everyone is that we have to remember FAST, fast. Remember this, recognize the stroke, and take this patient to the hospital in a short time, in this golden time, so that we can save this patient.
Thank you, sir. Like Dr. Harmeet said, that early the recognition, early the recovery, and time is brain. Thank you, sir, for joining in. Thank you, all of you, for joining in. If you like our video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Medical Crypt, and Facebook page, Medical Crypt. Thank you for joining in.
Thank you, Jansi, for inviting me.